And joining us again, Ian Grant from fatherswhodarewin.com. Now, Ian, literally you've written the book on the topic of marriage and relationship, and over the years helped, so many couples have better relationships. Thanks very much for sharing your time and your wisdom with us today.
Look, it's a real pleasure. Can I say it was Mary and I who wrote the book on growing great marriages, and I credit her with a lot of wisdom there. That's good.
Looking at this next question, Ian, which we've got sent through, and it's a bit of a tricky one, actually. It says, there's a couple I know who are in a serious relationship and talking about getting married, but they just seem totally wrong for each other with different personalities and priorities. Should I talk to them about it before it's too late, or is it none of my business? Tricky situation?
Yeah, but a good question. And I think as people who care, we should always get involved. I'm not saying you roll up and say to them, hey, listen, you guys are both drongos. You're not going to make it. There's no way here. But with humour, you can say, are you guys really going to get married? You know, do you have you talked a lot about this? Or get them, encourage them. And a great way is for somebody who's done this to say, look, the best thing we ever did was a pre-marriage course at our church. And it was the best thing ever. And Mary and I, we've been married 51 years. We regret we never did that pre-marriage, even after all these years, because people who do, you learn so much and you evaluate it. And so I would, in a joking way, I mean, Andrew, you'd be brilliant at this. Just go up and say, hey, guys, I think this is going to be a hilarious marriage, but good on you.
What are you thinking? Come on.
What are you thinking? Yeah. And humour is great. We don't realise how important humour is because it takes the sting out of things.
I mean, they say opposites attract. I mean, is that the case, or is it the fact that the opposite personalities that you thought were cute and attractive at the beginning start to, the novelty wears off after a short period of time, unless you go into it with your eyes open?
Yeah, I think opposites do attract, but you've got to go into it with your eyes open. And I think what happens is romantic love sort of sweetens everything. And it's like cranberries without sugar, man. They are bitter. But if you know they are, that's fine. So, yeah, I think opposites attract, but there are certain opposite things that'll never work out. And that's why I even advise couples when they're engaged, go on holiday with the family of their future spouse. And that reveals a huge amount of stuff.
Well, if you're brave enough to do that, perhaps they're brave enough to get married as well.
Well, there you go, isn't it? But at least they go with their eyes open. But I think these pre-marriage courses are very, very important. And I think we let romantic love... romantic love only lasts 2 years. Then you realise, the person you married isn't perfect, and you've got to start certain things, and it's always the little things. But I think, joke about it and help them along in this.
Great stuff. We've been chatting with Ian Grant from Fathers Who Dare Win, and you can find out more at fatherswhodarewin.com. Ian, thanks for joining us.
It's a pleasure, and good questions. And thank you for doing this, knowing what's out there to people's lives. It's great allowing these questions to be aired, Ronnie.